This is Joe Crispin, former Penn State and professional basketball player. You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
I think you said that he could have gotten more separation.
There were some technique fundamentals in receiver that weren't perfect in the 80s. I had to throw in a few points of critique.
What was it like playing in March Madness? I mean, we have it going on right now.
But playing it was amazing. I mean, like, that's kind of your whole goal is to just be a part of that. It's such a special thing where the whole country is tuning in and anything is really possible, you know.
You know, my optimistic side said, like I said, that we're going to be okay. We just had a bad game. We were probably experimenting a little bit, ran into a good team. So.
If Miami came to our house, we would probably, if anything, win. We wouldn't get blown out.
When you first started playing football, you know, did you always want to play in college?
No, I was growing up. I was a big baseball guy. Loved baseball. And then 8th grade, I remember I got a call from my uncle, Coach Nagel. He's like, hey, I got the job. And I was just like, all right, I'll play football for you.
You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. It's as honest and as raw as sports talk can be. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Greg Garrity.
So Anthony Lottie will punt it away from the 41. Greg Garrity is the deep man for Penn State at the 10-yard line.
Former Penn State receiver and 2016 Big Ten champion. You're listening to the best Penn State Nittany Lion podcast, the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, everybody. Give me 1 second here. Welcome back in to another episode of the Mark Lesko Podcast, joined by Jared Miller once again. Jared, thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, bud.
Background here.
Yeah, nice. I like it.
Bear with me on the background a little bit. Just move some stuff around, so I'll get it down eventually. But yeah, been really. I've been working all day, cleaning all day, and to be honest, man, I didn't totally watch the game. So I had it on in the background, but I didn't totally watch it. So I couldn't be fully immersed in the craziness, but they converted. So just fill me in here, Jared. On that punt fake, for example.
Yes.
Like was that? But that was pretty crazy, right? Because they would have totally given up field position.
Yeah, dude. Listen, we always criticize coaching for this type of play calling. Yes, I would say that was the gutsiest thing that they could have thought of course, in that moment. But you know what? That 85, is that Reynolds? Yeah. Is his name Luke Reynolds? That type dude. I really, really like how that kid plays. Like how he took that ball and he just ran, and the way he runs, it's so electric. It just has that great like ferocity, like everything about it just really going. He's just chugging along. And I mean, it was just beautifully executed. I mean, one huge tack or a block from, I think it was 50. I know it was a number 50. I can't think it was like 52, 54. It was a player, like it's a brilliant block. And he just went down the field a good 25, 30 yards extra because of that block. And yeah, I mean, it was fantastic to see how they were able to execute that as well as they did. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, the greatest thing you could have asked for.
So got the fake punt, got multiple conversions. The fake punt would have totally screwed them if they didn't get it, because if they didn't get it, then they literally would have been in field goal range.
Yep.
So you got to give, that's total credit to the coaching staff, total credit to Franklin, total credit to the players. Obviously you shouldn't be winning by 1 point to Minnesota, but this was a gutsy win. They made a statement for sure. It was a great win. This is not an easy team.
No.
But they won. At the end of the day, they won. I feel like every
6
single
and
year.
4. I would say it's 6-4, hostile environment. They knew that they were going in there basically playing their version of the Big Ten title game because they had an opportunity to knock off a top 5 team. So they came at us with almost everything they had. I saw every bit of that play called by PJ,
PJ
the
Fleck,
coach.
yeah.
Fleck, thank you. PJ Fleck, like, oh, dude, it was like he can outcoach Franklin a lot of ways because the way they threw their balls, like the way they executed the run play, like it just seemed like Penn State was disinterested in like playing today. Like the defense just did not look as buttoned up as they normally do. So it was very concerning to watch most of that game, how they were able just to get first downs the way they did and how they were able to stop us from getting first downs. Like we constantly had 3rd and 3s, 3 and 2s, like, and they just stuffed us. Like they would run it up the middle, which for some reason wasn't working at all between Singleton and Allen or Warren, whoever. It was just no one was getting anything. So for them to pull off that big moment when you had to make something big happen, like, dude, the whole crowd, everyone in that stadium was just on their feet when they stopped him at the 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. And then I just watched that ball go into 85's hand and just saw him take off. And the minute I saw that block, I was just like, go, like, come on, like, see me go all the way. And there's just that 1 or 2 guys that stopped, and it was so close. But yeah, it was such a statement for them to go, you have to play the whole game. You have to have every play go your way. And I felt like for me, the thing I will be very happy with to say about Penn State, not that they didn't have a great game, but the one thing they did do well, dude, is that they did not lose the turnover battle. Like the Minnesota Gophers had a lot of turnovers, and we capitalized on a lot of them. So we didn't do that. We didn't intercept the ball. They didn't intercept. We didn't throw the ball out. Like we didn't fumble nothing. So it was a really well executed game like that for them. So yeah, it was a collective win overall, and I was very impressed with what I saw.
So I'm going to play some highlights in the background.
Yeah.
But good grief. That Manscaped commercial just threw me off. Ad, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The other night it was a Ukrainian dating site, so I don't know. But so this Minnesota team, I mean, some people thought that we could lose. I wouldn't necessarily call it a trap game. I think our trap game really was almost Purdue. I don't think this is necessarily a trap game. A trap game is Steelers-Browns. That's a trap game.
Yeah.
This team, I think, is a little too good to be a trap game.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to give all the credit in the world to Minnesota. I mean, PJ Fleck.
Yep, they showed up.
Pretty good coach. Yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of a weird guy, but, you know, he certainly showed up.
Who wears shades at night?
Well, dude, he wears, like, capri pants and, like, he always wears, like, a tight long sleeve and shades, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, and his motto is row a boat. I don't think does Minnesota have, like, much water?
It's the land of 10,000 lakes, dudes. That's what they call it. So, I mean, he's down one of them. Seems like his brain's somewhere, too.
I mean, like, enough water near them to be rowing a boat. I would say chip away, like a gopher. I think that would be a better analogy.
Right.
But to be like, what's up, Brett? Yeah, Brett. I was just saying I didn't really watch the game too closely because I was doing work.
I can't hear you.
You can't?
You guys hear me?
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you, Mark, for some reason. Sure why.
Really?
Can you hear Mark?
I can hear Mark, yes.
That's weird.
Mark, can you hear me? I mean, let's play this game all day.
Yeah. No, I can hear you. You're loud.
I can hear all three of you.
Did you hear that? No?
What? I can hear you.
Oh, no, I was saying, could you hear Mark what he just said?
No.
Oh, boy.
Brett, all right, tell Brett I'm going to kick him out, and then he come back
All
in.
right. Brett, he's going to kick you out, and he's going to bring you back in.
All right.
Yeah.
Kick me out.
He needs to bring himself
like
back.
a bad ex.
All right.
Well, that was a fun Three Stooges bit we did.
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
We provide everything on the show, folks. We give a lot of laughs as much as entertainment.
Yeah, the fact that he couldn't hear me, like...
That is weird. I'm like, why do you hear me but not him?
Technology, man. Technology is such a weird thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... Obviously a gutsy win. We pulled it out. I mean, we didn't look good, but we made the plays when we needed to. It was a gutsy win by the coaches, by the players. They have Maryland next week, and then they got to go into wherever. Probably going to be at home. Obviously, Indiana beat... obviously Indiana lost to Ohio State. I mean, we thought that would happen.
Right.
I mean, it was a nice thought that they might beat them, but they didn't. So that actually helps us. So going forward, we might drop a little bit, but overall, we're pretty much, I think, going to remain the same.
Yeah.
Colorado, I think, is going to end up probably winning the Big 12 title. I don't know. Did they win, Colorado?
I know. I saw they were losing.
They got murdered. Yeah. They lost by like
Colorado?
16. Yeah, they got slaughtered by Kansas.
Really?
Yeah, they got slaughtered, man.
What?
So that's not good for them. Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that means BYU most likely will. Well, who would play BYU in the Big 10 title game or Big 12 title game then?
Well, it might be Colorado. Wait, Colorado. Let me see here.
The
I think they only have.
Trash.
Colorado only has 2 conference losses. One of them is Nebraska, obviously. That's out of conference. So there might be a head-to-head thing we'll have to look into. I'll have to look at that. But, yeah, Indiana looked terrible. Penn State, the first half, it was just bad luck. The special teams was atrocious. Some of the play calling was atrocious. I mean, the special team coordinator needs to be looked at in the mirror after that, dude. To have them block a punt and also the punter, you're holding on to the ball too long. The guy's right there. You got to get rid of it. I don't care if you're waiting for the team to get down. Just get the ball out. You don't do it. You gave them 9 points, a touchdown, and then 2 points on the blocked kick, on the blocked extra point. That's 9 points that special teams gave away. So that hurt us bad. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep.
Yeah, dude, we're not even gonna ask questions. Technology, the technology god.
It's because we're a state college. We don't have service here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it is.
If we host a home playoff game, I don't know how Gus Johnson's gonna watch us.
He's only gonna watch Ohio State because he loves them with all his 5'5", 180-pound heart. I don't know. He's probably not 100.
He like. I think the right term is a chain smoker. Like he's a chain smoker. He smokes cigarettes all day.
He's washed. He's washed, dude.
But then that's what he can do. He can use smoke signals then to get the point results. Like, do the.
How about it?
Yeah. I will say this though. Down the stretch, very good coaching by James Franklin, dude. And the fourth quarter, very good coaching job. The fake to Luke Reynolds, fantastic. Absolutely, you have to, because I'm like, dude, if we punt it here, like, we're gonna lose the game. They're gonna come down. Yep. Our defense is getting held every play again, and they're not calling anything. I mean, their offensive line played out of their mind most of the time on Minnesota, which shouldn't have been the case. We should have dominated them. And our pass defense was lackluster. I mean, that play by Jalen King right there, or Jalen Reed. Sorry, what is that? A hybrid? Jalen King and Kobe King. But that play right there, I thought he was going to pick it off. Dom DeLuca with the interception, huge, man. It was good to see Dom DeLuca do Dom DeLuca things. Nick Singleton played a great game. He looked fantastic. Got to give it to him. Tyler Warren's running was awful. He would wait 3 minutes. Did you guys see that? 2 plays. He waited. I'm like, dude, just pitch it or run. Like, he didn't get the first down on either of them. So he's got to clean that up moving forward. It has to be cleaned up.
52, Jared. That's who you're talking about there.
52. I said, whoever gave that great block, I was like, that was the player of the moment right there.
Dude, he sealed that whole edge, man.
That was a big punt, which is pretty wild. Yeah.
Wait, was that Cooper Cousins? 52? No, he's 50. Who's 52? Might be
We need to know that.
Don. I think he's a backup or a walk-on. Wait, number.
Well, he's on special teams, so he can't be that big of a. But man,
Yeah.
So that was very key because they were clearly in field goal position with time.
Yep.
Plenty of time, and the way our offense was playing, like they really weren't moving the ball. So that was a huge.
Dominic Rulli.
That's what I was going to say. Dominic Rulli.
Yep.
He's a walk-on from Duke. We got him like a year or two ago in the transfer portal. Yeah, walk-on from Duke.
That was the play of the moment right there. Oh, man, that was the greatest moment. It's one thing to watch him just get that ball. I mean, Luke went off with it, but it just you saw the big old push. It's just like there it went, and big old hole.
That run by Singleton right there, that touchdown. I thought it was Katron Allen because he moved like him. His shiftiness, obviously, he's faster, but Nick played like Katron Allen tonight. If that makes any sense,
dude. That offensive line makes me want to rip my hair out sometimes.
First of all, look at this snap. Look at this snap here.
Yeah. Terrible.
Just miserable.
But what's it called? Well, I'll tell you what.
There goes.
First drop. Yeah, what?
Hold on. Dude, I literally have my box hooked up to my computer, so the fact that snap was insane.
Boom! Yeah.
But the fact that they took that in that
32
position.
yards.
I mean, what a conversion, first of all. And then you put it in the hands of a true freshman.
He's so electric when he runs. It's awesome.
I mean, you talk about like the rich getting richer and we have the best tight end room. Dude, he's a true freshman, that kid.
Yeah.
And then you got Andrew Rappelier and just the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
This play was incredible because Drew wanted Nick in the flat. There was nobody there. Tyler Warren's like, "Hey, pick me. I'm an alien," and he threw it to him.
He's got that whole side of the field to himself.
But I'll tell you what, the coaching down the stretch with the timeouts and everything was just fantastic. Like the best coaching job Franklin's done, other than the USC game at the end. Those were the best coaching games. Yep.
Dude, this guy needs to make up his mind about what he's trying to go for here. He has sweatpants on, sneakers, like a collared shirt.
Collared shirt, yeah.
He's a weird dude. At least Franklin dresses normally. You know?
That wardrobe shows that he's going to lose by one. You know, like that wardrobe shows it.
Forget fashion don'ts. I mean, forget fashion don'ts. I mean, this is the fashion cry for help.
I mean, Franklin's chilling. He's just got a sweatshirt on, some like probably khaki pants and sneakers. This dude's got on like 3 different outfits at one time. It's a mix between going to church, a run, and not coaching football. That's not.
Yeah.
But
all he's missing is the bow tie. That's all he's missing to like get a little formal in there.
Yeah, he does have a bow tie. I think he wears a bow tie, doesn't he?
I think so. He's a bow tie type of guy, 100%. He probably sleeps with his socks on too. I think that's probably the case. He sleeps with his socks on. You can't trust the guy.
He sleeps with his sunglasses on. That's what he does. He sleeps with his sunglasses on.
Sunglasses and socks, dude. That's all he wears. Like nothing else.
Yeah, listen. Commenting here.
That's a typical Fleck game day. 100%. The tracksuit with the collared shirt. Like, what's going on here?
I don't know if you
dude, if that's not a Halloween costume idea for a lot of people next year.
Well, people do dress like him for Halloween, with the headset and everything. But
they're going to be specifically PJ Fleck on November 23rd, 2024 for next year. They're going to pick an exact day on what he was wearing. The master class.
And not everybody pulls off like the bald look, you know. Franklin definitely pulls it off. PJ Fleck, I feel like that wasn't by choice. He just he's like, oh, okay,
he
I
gave
just
up.
Shave my head because my hair's not growing right. But what you don't see a lot nowadays is like the bald on top, and then they still do the hair around the side.
Yeah,
they cut it and everything. I mean, you don't see that very often, which is good. I'm trying to think of a coach who has that type of haircut. I mean, but it's like golfers, man. They wear hats so much. I mean, Tiger Woods, his hair is horrible because he's wear a hat his whole life.
Yeah,
and that just kills your hair.
Yeah.
But,
But
Yeah.
mow the whole lawn. Like that look is so old fashioned. Just mow the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used
So
to tell my one manager at Applebee's, I said, "You got commitment issues, don't you?" Because he would keep the sides, And I was like, "You should." Really, I said, "You just go all in, man. Like at this point, I was gonna say, I think what hurt us in the first half, Anthony Donko going out, big loss, man. Our right tackle, because Nolan Ritchie is decent at run blocking. His pass blocking is not there yet. It's just not there yet. So losing him, that hurt us a lot in the first half,
That's true.
especially with running the ball. So.
yeah. So
Is it a serious injury?
Hey, he left on a stretcher, man. Didn't look good. So
He
wasn't like seriously injured, but he's not playing next week. He's not going to be playing next week. There's no way. I don't think so.
But yeah, guys. So as I was saying last night, for the 500 sub, for getting 500 subs, for getting that. What do you call it? Not.
Monetize?
Huh?
For getting monetized, or what are you saying?
No, just for kind of getting that milestone. For
milestone.
subscribers.
Yeah, milestone.
Gonna do a giveaway of some sort. Being that it's Penn State Steelers, we're gonna do a giveaway at some point, and then at 1,000 we'll really do a really good giveaway because at that point you're able to make like ad revenue and stuff like that. So we'll be doing that at some point. But we have people watching on YouTube and Rumble both right now, so thank you guys. But yeah, so we'll be doing a giveaway of some sort, and I'll announce kind of the details of that. If you comment, like elicit comments, that's automatically, like you're automatically in the running for it. So we appreciate you guys' comments. Elicit's been commenting a lot on our recent videos, so yeah, if you comment particularly on our live streams, then you're definitely gonna be. I'm just gonna write your name down, so that you're kind of in the running for the giveaway. But yeah, we're up to I think 506 now. So
yeah.
Climbing slowly. And then just want to keep it going. So and I'm gonna be putting up shorts pretty much every single day. Putting up live replays of episodes. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Please donate to the Hurricane Relief Aid there in the bottom left. Go to their website and go to their website and donate money. They're helping people in North Carolina. Write down Victory Gym as the source for what you went there for, just so they kind of know how many referrals they got. But I told them I would put this up on the podcast. Please help those people. They're not getting the help they need. As I said last night, the current/leaving administration, quote unquote, did a horrendous job of helping them. So it comes down to people like this, like Five Stones Fight Club, to help them out. So please help them, donate to them. They're building them houses, feeding them, keeping them warm because it is winter. So just if you can, please donate. But looking at the box score here, guys, Allard did really good. 21 for 28, 244. He was getting really pissed off. I saw that. He slammed his helmet down, which to me, I don't really care. That's not a bad look to me. That's totally fine.
Well, I don't know what was supposed to happen on the pooch punt. That's why he was mad. He was calling for a timeout or something.
Calling timeout, but they thought he was clapping his hands. That's what
Do
they
you guys
said.
know what he was trying to go for? Because they were just pooch punting it anyways, right? So why was he so mad? I have no idea.
I think they might have been trying to run a decoy fake, where he's acting like he's doing something, and then they snap someone else the ball and they go, something like that maybe. But he was very mad. Franklin calmed him down, which is good. Which is good on him.
Yeah.
Tyler Warren didn't have a touchdown, but he had 102 yards receiving. Amari Evans, they got him involved, which every single week I listen to Landon Tangwell's pregame show with T. Frank. He's like, I think they're going to get Amari Evans the ball, they're going to get Trey Wallace the ball, and they're going to involve the running game. It's like a conveyor belt of terms every single week. He's like, they're going to get the running game involved. And Do they? I mean, 13 carries, like that's not a lot of carries.
Yeah.
But and the second leading carrying, carry amount was Drew Aller. So
Yeah.
they don't really involve the run game. They don't really involve their receivers much. I mean, more than they have been recently. But I don't understand this offense, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I just.
Drew
I
had
think
him.
it has something to do with the right tackle getting hurt. Like that, like you said, disrupted the run game a little bit. So
Yep.
Well, they
Drew,
have a 5-star guy as their backup. So
yeah.
they should.
How mad were you guys when Amari Evans was wide open again and Drew overthrew? Or I was like, dude. So Drew was like turning around and he quit too quickly. He was just like, I'm just gonna throw it. Instead, like setting his feet. He had all the time in the world, and that would have been another long touchdown. So that was Drew's only like serious mistake, to be honest. A couple not great passes, but he was running for his life some plays. You know what I mean? And the rushing yards aren't going to show because of the sacks he got. But he made some good rushes, man. They're just not going to show up on the stat sheet. Some gutsy ones. The rushing touchdown.
Jalen Reed, number 1 tackler. Kobe King, second leading. Tony Rojas had a good game. I always hear people on like Blue White Illustrated, they're giving him a lot of crap, and for not tackling well. And it's like,
not wrapping up.
First of all, they're in a 4-2-5 defense. Okay, the people complaining about that, which yes, of course, like he could be playing better, but do you know how hard it is to play that position? As this is his first year, really playing. Yeah. You know how hard it is to play that position. He's pretty much a will linebacker in a 4-2-5. There's 2 people there, and the name linebacker literally comes because you're behind the line, which means you're a mix between a lineman and a linebacker. But with his position, he's kind of a mix between a safety and a linebacker. But I mean, there's so much that he's responsible for. So it's like, cut the guy some slack. Honestly, like holy crap. I mean, it's a very hard position to play, but Zane Durant, he was a freak, as always. A.J. Harris was good. I also heard through the grapevine, Brett, that Drew Aller's coming back, and we might have Singleton coming back as well. I think unless you're Tyler Warren, and he can come back too. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Tyler Warren, he's a junior, I think.
No, he's out. Yeah, he's out. And he's going to be a first round. He might be the first tight end taken off the board. He should be the first one, but
he's a senior. Never mind.
These mock drafts are putting Loveland above him, and it's just a joke because he's not an all-around tight end like Warren is.
But like even like an Abdul Carter, he's not gonna stay. I think Denai leaves, but I think you're gonna see quite a few guys from this 22 class stay. And we were talking about the 22 class last night. I mean, that's probably the best class we've ever had. We had three guys in the top 30, and by the way, did you know that Jameson Williams kid from Alabama, he was at Ohio State before?
Yeah.
And then who's the other receiver they have? That freshman kid that's really good. The Smith kid, is that right?
Right now?
Ohio State, yeah.
They have Jeremiah Smith, the freshman. Yeah, he's really good.
Dude, they would have had Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
And Jameson Williams on the same freaking team. And they've got like the next 2 classes number 1 receivers coming in too.
Well, Jameson Williams was insane. A while ago. We were saying like they would have had him like they had him on the team and he transferred out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They would have had him on the same team. But Jameson Williams he's a freak, man. He did that.
Oh yeah.
He did that Mario Kart spin move against Georgia.
Yeah.
But he would have been in the NFL before Jeremiah Smith came in, and either way. He would, if he was on Ohio State, because he went out like 2 or 3 years ago. Jameson Williams to the Lions, right? Yeah.
No. The kid that plays on Alabama now.
Oh, you're talking about Caleb Downs, the safety, went from Alabama to Ohio State.
No, the receiver for Alabama. They were saying today that that kid was at Ohio State. Ryan Williams was at Ohio State. Is that right?
Ryan Williams. No.
Ryan Williams?
The 17-year-old? No. He went to Alabama and stayed. Yeah.
Okay. So it must have been someone else they were talking about because I thought that Ohio State had that kid too. But they were talking about how good Brian Hartline's recruiting is.
Oh, it's insane.
I mean, that dude is that dude is. I mean,
well, it's hard to stop something like that because if it works, like it's always worked for him, so it's going to continue to work for him because he's going to keep getting the highest guys. Like, oh, look at these guys, look what they did this year, and then you have 1 or 2 or 3 good years with receivers, everybody's going there. It's really hard to stop that. So I don't know. We just haven't had it, but like I said, the guys we're recruiting now, I think are going to make more of a difference. We just got to get them in to Penn State. So
who has the Michigan tight end? Elicit.
ESPN.
Who's he talking about?
Yeah, I was saying PFF has Loveland going before Warren, which he could. He's a good receiver and maybe a better route runner than Warren, but Warren's an all-around better blocker and all that stuff. So either way, you're splitting hairs, but I'll take Warren any day over him. So.
Well,
right. I mean, you're talking about.
Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you look at what he's done this season. He is the Big Ten leading tight end yards guy. He's now owned the Penn State's record for most yards by season and by tight end. I mean, I'm just saying those are big numbers that you just can't ignore. Mike Gesicki had it for 7-8 years before he graduated. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome that we had a guy who just went berserk this year. I think I saw Warren was 7th or 6th in the Heisman results. Like, still the fact that you're close to the top 3, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Well, it's hard to know because different services are putting their rankings out. So that was On 3. On 3 was saying they had him 6th. So, like, is that going to end up being 6? Who knows? We'll see. But he had another 100-yard game. Like, the dude's killing it, man. And Michigan's making excuses saying if we had a quarterback, Loveland would have more yards. It's like you can't be saying this stuff because you don't know. You're saying things that haven't happened, so you can't just make the excuses about it. I understand your quarterback situation is much worse than ours. I can assure you that. But you can't just say if he had a better quarterback, he would be better. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You can't say things that haven't happened. So,
I heard a couple guys. Yeah, see, Tyler Warren should be at the ceremony with Travis Hunter and Sean Genty.
And Colorado just lost.
Colorado lost big. So, but of course, the only reason why they were in it was because Travis Hunter was going off again.
Listen, Travis Hunter is a freak. I mean, he's a great athlete, but he gets so much hype because of where he's at and who his coach is. To me,
and who they play.
Ashton Genty is the Heisman winner, no doubt about it. But Tyler Warren should easily be at the ceremony. I mean, they used to have 5-6 guys there. Like when Larry Johnson went to the Heisman ceremony, they had like 5 guys there, and and I think Larry Johnson was like 3rd in the voting. Carson Palmer won it, but he was there at that ceremony. They had 5 guys. Now it's only like 3. I mean, they had freaking that Michigan DN there. That what's his name? Went to the Lions.
I know who you're talking about.
Hutchinson.
Yeah, Hudson. Yes, Hudson. Yep.
Aiden Hutchinson was there with C.J. Stroud and the Bama kid, Bryce Young, I think.
Yep.
And then last year, who won the Heisman last year?
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
Yeah,
and I thought Michael Penix would win that for sure, but there's no doubt about it, man, that Tyler Warren should be at the ceremony. I mean, he should be at the ceremony with Ashton Genty and then probably Travis Hunter. But the thing is, man, like, for who's on the best team and who's done the most for their team? Tyler Warren. I mean,
100%.
Honestly, he's done a lot. Now, Ashton Genty is a freak, but he's on Boise State, okay? I mean, you take him away, like, Boise State is not in the hunt, I don't think at all.
No.
So who has done the most for their team and made their team better because of everything that they do? That's Tyler Warren. I mean, he should easily be in the ceremony, 100%. Brett, what is the Heisman odds right now? Do you know what the Heisman?
it's hard to tell right now because games are still going on. So the odds will probably come out tomorrow, like updated ones. I imagine tomorrow or Monday we'll see more updated odds. If Tyler Warren's not in there, these people are just playing around, dude. Like there's no reason why he shouldn't be top 5 right now.
Penn State doesn't get respect.
Yeah.
He
by the
punted
way,
the ball too. It was a good punt.
Someone on TikTok asked that. First of all, someone on TikTok said, "Can I put my hat any higher on my head?" So, yes, I can. To answer your very odd question, and then there was another one. This kid, it was a short, and this kid said, as soon as it jumped to me on the clip, it said. And that my hat was so high on. He said my hat was so high on my dome piece was so high. He said he like spit juice up or something like that. I was like,
very weird.
I mean, I wouldn't go if you're a guy. I wouldn't go around telling people you're spitting juice up. First of all,
yeah,
like,
we're gonna send you a bib in the mail. We're gonna send you a bib in the mail. It's gonna be a terrible towel
He's
bib.
in the top 5 for sure. That contest for the 500 member. He's in the race. Yeah.
We're gonna give him a terrible towel.
Brett can send you a terrible towel as a cleanup. We're not doing that, but Brett can.
Because I'm a Raiders fan. That's why we're doing it.
We'll just send him some Raiders toilet paper.
Yeah, they'll call that a terrible towel.
But by the way, Brett, we lost to the Browns the other night. How about that?
Yeah, and I wasn't a big fan of what's his name, Pickens' comments. He's like, "Yeah, they're not good. I think the weather saved them." It's like, well, they played in the weather too, man. So
Browns played too, yeah.
Yeah, they played in the weather too, and they won it. It's a game. It's one game, and
he's just another diva receiver from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
he's just another
100%.
But we have who do we have here? Okay. Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter. Yeah, I mean, Ashton Genty should win the Heisman. There's literally no doubt about that. I mean, I don't know how you could even consider him not to be the front runner right now. But so Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward. That's just so dumb. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Why are they so hard to find Heisman odds?
I don't know. Like I said, right now,
what's that?
It's just a rough time to look because games are still going. So anything you see right now is not going to be updated after like today's game. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to gauge.
So it's Cam Ward, Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter. Again, like Travis Hunter, he's a freak, man. But my goodness, like who has done more for their team to make them better and still be good? That's Penn State. That's not Travis Hunter in Colorado.
No.
Dude, and then like Shadur Sanders, like they talk him up so much. That dude is mid, man. He is not that good. If you're a football team in the NFL and you take him in the first round, you deserve what you get. And I honestly think this is what's going to happen. Deion Sanders, I think, goes to the Cowboys. He tries to get his son there, and it's just going to be the same circus over and over again. The Cowboys are an absolute joke. That franchise is a joke.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, man, and they're like this, is it Shadur Sanders?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not good, man. Like, Travis Hunter's a freak. Like, he's going to be a great player, I think, in the NFL, but Shadur Sanders is not an NFL quarterback. He's just not. He's just not that good.
He might.
I'm not saying he can't play in the NFL, but he can't. Yeah. He's not going to start and win a Super Bowl for anybody.
I mean, if you look at it, the only thing I can look at is what's his name? Tampa Bay's quarterback. It's Oklahoma guy. What's his name? Baker Mayfield. He was not good first, right? It took him time, and now he's good. So Shadur Sanders can develop into a good quarterback in the NFL. And if he's on the right team with people blocking for him, because his line is really bad too. So the things he's trying to do, you got to give him some leeway there because his offensive line's not good, other than the one tackle they have. So yeah, he might be good at some point. Like I said, Baker Mayfield was not good at first. he was good eventually. So it's hard to say. But yeah, right now there's better quarterbacks. He's probably like the sixth quarterback taken off the board, fifth or sixth.
Yeah,
I'll throw
he's
an
not a
idea out.
first-round
So just have some fun with this. You talk about draft. Can they do this, the Cowboys? Let's say they do decide to pull the Deion Sanders to the Cowboys. Could they possibly be tanking so they can get Travis Hunter first round and then go pick up Shadur by the third or fourth round? Like, he might stick around up until that point. Because like you said, I mean, you want to think that the dude is like first round material, but I mean, right now, late second at best. Like, that would be my opinion. I'm just saying, it wouldn't be the worst strategy for the Cowboys if they were to, like, say, get Travis Hunter for wide receiver and then go get Shadur and then just let them have their whole careers together, and have Deion still coach. I mean, it's not the craziest idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if the Raiders took Shadur Sanders. There's better options in my book, but Shadur Sanders is better than what we have at the Raiders. So, like, that's why I wouldn't be mad, because I'm like, all right, well, it's an upgrade compared to what we have right now. We're
have a man named Aiden O'Connell
from Purdue. Yeah, the Purdue quarterback.
Yeah, you guys need a quarterback.
Oh, we need one so bad. Yeah.
But, tonight, it's like our, like Michigan 05, except we won. Iowa 08, except we won. Illinois 94, and we won. You always have that game. Every team, I feel like, has that game in the season where they, like, are supposed to win and then they squeeze it out. They barely win. That was our game for sure.
Oh, heck, if we're going that road, I would say the USC game was the biggest game we had so far this year.
Yeah.
Because we were down so big. But you know what? Yeah. That's the thing. We're talking about the Heisman. Tyler Warren's performance in USC is like, if we were talking Oscar performances for movies, that dude's performance in that game would have won him the Oscar. Like, that's pretty much the level of it. His performance was so good that it's like no one else would have touched him that day. If we were talking about give him a Heisman for a day, he would have had that one for sure. I mean, what was that? 180, 200 plus yards. I forget how much it was. It was like 2 touchdowns, and the one touchdown was like insane. It was one of the craziest like catches in the end zone, just beautifully thrown and caught. I mean, it was all majestic. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you would say that guy like Tyler would be in the top 5 for sure. I mean, maybe not in the top 3 according to everyone, but he just has been such an electric tight end for them this year. Like, we're just talking about this year's performance. It's just one of the best things I've seen from a tight end. That, honestly, I mean, we've had Gesicki. We have had some amazing guys in the past for Penn State, but Tyler's it. I mean, he has definitely been the biggest surprise of the year. He has come out giving us reasons to be hopeful. Like, we had no reason winning that game against USC, and then he came alive in the second half and kept our hopes alive. And it was a great performance by him. And I just very much think that we have an opportunity still for this season to make a little bit of noise. I'm not saying we get all the way, but listen, anyone can be beaten on any given day. It's always like when you get to the playoffs, you're 0-0. So you never know.
Yeah. Listen, some of the play calling, man, with Kolornicki, were you guys mad when it was 3rd and 2 and he brought Bo in? I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You already know this doesn't work and you're going to do it anyways. And it didn't work because you're bringing him in cold when we're flowing, we're moving the ball down, and then you put Bo in cold and he hands it off. Like, come on, dude.
Okay.
Like, you can't do that. You can't.
Let me tell you this, okay? If you didn't watch Thursday Night Football for the Steelers and Browns, let me explain to you what about 70 to 75% of their play calling was, okay? See if this sounds familiar to you. So it was 1st and 10, and they gave the ball to the running back. They got 1 yard. And then when it was 2nd and 9, we had thought, you know what? We like getting 1 yard runs. Let's do it again. And now it's 3rd and 8. Does this sound familiar to you? Like, I'm not saying they're mirroring it, but it's like that's kind of what I had seen, like, more than not when it came to the run game. It's like, guys, they're figuring it out. The line is not holding you back. It's like I don't know why you feel the need to, like, go in a route that makes it more asinine and more frustrating to watch. But yeah, that's pretty much what their game plan was. So What else do you expect?
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like Cole Nicky, he'll call the game really good, and then there'll be a couple plays sprinkled in. You try doing too much, and just do a normal freaking play and get the 2 yards, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, how about it?
Learn from your
You try to
mistakes,
get fancy
man.
way too much.
Yeah, you try to, and it's pissing me off.
All right, so this is the current picture right now. I think we're going to probably drop a little bit, but it doesn't really move us, I don't think. So Indiana, I think, is done. They're done. They are done.
They might be done.
They got blown out by
done.
Ohio State. We did not. So they're done. So they're out. So we got Oregon, Texas, Miami, Boise State. Then you probably got Ohio State. Us in the playoff. I think we're not moving in there. We got playoff, number 6. And then you got Notre Dame. Then you got Alabama, Ole Miss. And then...
Well, no, Ole Miss lost today. They're done.
Yeah, they
so
Ole
you
Miss
got-
lost. That's the thing. They're done.
They're done, ski man.
You'll have Alabama, BYU, and then someone else has got to sneak in there.
Tennessee or
Yep.
somebody else in the SEC.
Yeah, yep. Alyssa's right. Ole Miss is out. So
They're
but
done.
yeah,
ski.
that's what we're looking at right now. So someone's going to sneak in. We're not moving, but
I'm glad Ole Miss is out.
I do think at some point we're not going to see Georgia. I think they're going to end up moving. So they may move up. Do you think they'll move up? So they're going to move up. They'll be out of our bracket, right?
Well, Georgia played, dude. They played UMass today, and they let UMass score like 30 points. So I don't know if they have any reason.
Because of Ole Miss, they're going to move up. I think they're going to move up. So we're going to we're going to end up getting who are we going to get? We're going to get maybe BYU in our bracket.
No,
right?
BYU's lost.
Or Notre Dame. Even. We might get Notre Dame, man.
It doesn't matter, Jared.
Oh,
Yeah.
because
the Big 12.
Yeah,
the Big 12 is
right.
so trash that I think
My
BYU's
brain,
still
yep.
a winner.
Georgia
BYU would be in still, right?
What's that? BYU?
Yeah.
The Big 12, dude. The Big 12 is a mess right now. I have no idea who's going from there because Colorado lost, BYU lost. So like, what's going on? Stupid stuff said Georgia stinks. That's the smartest thing. So yeah, smart stuff.
All right, so we got, let me see here. Big 12 standings. I'm going to pull it up. Oh, God. Standings.
Oh, by the way, real quick, James Franklin, this is the first time in his tenure that he's won every game on the road in the season. Got to give it to him.
Wow, yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
First time ever.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I will
man.
give
Good
that,
for him.
yeah.
First time
Yeah,
ever.
and today was a really gutsy win, so good for him and his team. He
Yep.
kept Alarcom. But, all right, so this is what we're looking at here right now in terms of the standings in the Big 12, okay? So we got, looks like Arizona State is going to be in.
Arizona State looks good.
I think we're going to end up having it. I think we're going to end up with Arizona State at our house.
That scares me because the running back, Scadaboo is his name, really cool name. He's really good. So, and our run defense was very bad to start the game. Got a little bit better, but we got to tighten up.
Man, I'll tell you what, today I was watching the ESPN thing again where they're breaking down the bracket. And Kirk Herbstreit, the total moron that he is, he's standing there like breaking it down. He's like with his pointer and he's like Ohio State, they could play BYU and then they could play Boise State. And he's sitting there like smiling. He's like, dude, why are you so biased, dude? Like, that's literally so unprofessional. Like, he's such a weirdo, man. Like,
Well,
he's
Mark,
so
didn't I say the same thing to you yesterday when we were talking about our brackets? Like, that is like the easiest thing you can have. That is
and he's
easy
like
straight for
and he's like
Ohio
sitting there
State.
smiling, like, oh, that's great. It's like, Kirk, you're on a national freaking show. Like, you're not supposed to be biased, and you're so obvious about it. You make Gus Johnson. Gus Johnson is just like the next generation of Ohio State bias.
What is the name of the ESPN analyst who is he's a bald guy, older with really, really big ears, glasses. Paul
Feinbaum.
something. Oh my God.
He's
Dude,
a
if there was a
moron.
guy, I would just love to just be allowed to punch like a punch me clown. It would be that guy. There's
Oh,
no
he's-
one I hate who talks more about Penn State. He is so biased when it comes to who he talks about. The
I
way
would-
he just, it's
I would
awful.
say his- yeah, I would say his wife doesn't like him, but I can assure you I don't think he's married, because who would marry that guy?
A cactus.
Well, he first of all, I think Biden looks like David Cook's puppet. You know, his you know what I'm talking about, his puppet that talks. But
Yeah.
dude, Paul Feinbaum looks more like that puppet than I think Biden does. There's another thing that Paul Feinbaum looks like. He looks like is it Dave Cook's puppet? There's someone else that looks like Paul Feinbaum looks just like him. But yeah, depending on how the Big Ten championships, which I think against us, and let the loser take the fifth spot. So you guys commenting, how do you think the playoff ends up?
We'll be 6.
Yep. Stupid stuff said.
Change
They
your
were
name,
trashing
bud.
us at
You
the
are
end of
the
Texas
smartest
game.
stuff.
He's
He's a skinny. Paul
Yeah,
Feinbaum
I
looks
haven't
like
seen.
the Muppet.
Yeah, I haven't seen one dumb comment yet from him, so I'm enjoying that.
Right.
Is that an oxymoron? Because I swear.
Well, stupid stuff
Emphasis
named
on the last syllable.
that one episode we were recording. He named Joe's favorite player, and that's like some history right there.
Yeah.
It was Joe Paterno's favorite player of all time. He played in like the 50s. He's like,
Yeah.
that's the greatest football player I ever seen in my life, and that was like 1954 or something. The Muppet in the balconies. Yeah, he looks like the Muppet in the
Definitely an
balconies. Lenny
oxymoron.
Moore. Yep. Thanks, stupid stuff.
Okay.
Yep,
But he
that's
said
definitely
Lenny
an
Moore was his-
oxymoron.
But he said Lenny Moore was the best football player he ever saw, and that was
I
in like
couldn't tell you
2008
that.
when he said that.
From the 50s, I can. I'm gonna have to ask if my grandfather was still alive. I'd ask him, but I mean, he was
My
born in
two
like
oldest
30.
uncles were still alive.
But what do
They
you
were
guys
just born.
think? You guys commenting, what do you think about the playoff picture here? Do we get Arizona State, because BYU's out, so Arizona State would be 12, but I think they move to 11, and then someone else gets in at 12.
Good for
Ole
everybody.
Miss is out. Ole Miss is out. Indiana's out. That's three teams that are knocked
Right.
out. All right, so we got 3 slots to fill, and we're gonna end up getting probably Arizona State, or one of the other 2 teams that gets put in.
Yeah.
Like who else is put in? Excuse me, ranking wise, who is put in? So we're gonna have to look at the top 25 again.
Yeah, it's such a mess right now, dude. I couldn't tell you which way is up after all the losses today and everything. But hey, good for Arizona State. They've been on life support for a long time. I'm happy for them, man. Dillingham, their coach, he's like 36, young head coach, and he's
Herm
really doing
Edwards was
things
there
down
for a
there.
while.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was terrible there. He was terrible there.
Was terrible.
And Dillingham is turning that thing around. They won like a couple games last year. They're like what, 8-2 or something right now, 9-2. They're killing it, man.
All right,
Good
so
for them.
we got Tennessee, SMU, right?
Yep.
That's who we got that can get in. Is it, what conference is SMU in?
ACC,
ACC.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's up in
ACC.
the,
SMU's getting in this weekend. Tennessee's getting in this weekend in the playoff. A&M's probably getting in. So
Yep.
that's who we're looking at. We're looking at A&M, Tennessee, and SMU to get in. So we're going to end up playing. We're going to end up matching up against this week, because Georgia's moving up. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
We're going to end up matching up against.
Whoever be the 10th spot, whoever.
We're going to end up against probably Tennessee this week.
yeah, we'll probably stay at 6, don't you think? In the
We're
bracket.
staying at
Oh,
6.
yeah.
The
We're not-
bracket,
not-
not like-
Like,
yeah.
Top
Yeah,
25,
yeah.
we're moving down.
Yeah.
Top 25, I think we're moving down, but we're not moving from 6. So
Maybe
we're probably
one.
going
Who's
to
gonna
see
jump us?
Tennessee,
Yeah, who's
Huh?
gonna jump us? Who's gonna jump us? That's a good question because we won.
top
so-
25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who's gonna jump?
Notre Dame?
Indiana
Notre
or
Dame
us?
might. I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know. We just played.
Right.
We played not good today, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
But it was on the road.
I mean,
it was 6
to
and
me, it's just
14,
like-
Oh, man.
To me, it's just like it's Penn State. Common sense, we're going to get bumped down because we're Penn State, but maybe not. Yeah.
You know what's funny, though? If you take those special team bull crap out, we're close to covering. So, I mean, it would have been, you know what I mean? Like, we're close. So, it's just weird how it happened.
So, these guys are commenting, who was trashing us at the end of the Texas game?
What, just probably fans
All
or like.
All right, so the Muppet in the balconies of, I think he's talking about the Grinch. Or
Stanford
not the
and
Grinch,
Waldorf. Statler and Waldorf, that's their names, yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Statler and Waldorf, those are the two Muppets up in the balcony.
I was thinking of the Christmas movie, not the grumpy guy, not the Grinch, the other guy. It's a Christmas movie, like the Muppets did it.
Christmas Carol?
No, like the grumpy dude. Is it a Christmas Carol? I don't know. It's like it's the one, Brett. Like
who?
The
Grinch?
Muppets movie. It's a grumpy dude. It's a Christmas movie. Like, they have the two guys in the balconies that sing.
I don't know, dude.
McScrooge, isn't it? McScrooge or something like that?
McScrooge? That name.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ebenezer Scrooge, yeah.
Ebenezer Scrooge, okay. Yeah, that's
there's some guys, I think there's a character in that he looks like too, Paul Feinbaum.
So the whole
but I
time,
don't know
that's
who
what
he's
we're trying to
talking
figure.
But I'm just glad Colorado lost. Me too. Announcers. Yep. Oh, they were trashing us at the end of the Texas game today.
Really?
What was that?
Like the Texas commentators for their game?
Would have been ESPN then. Whoever was calling that. Who was calling that? It wasn't Greg McElroy because he called a game at 12:00. I remember. Greg
McElroy is too classy to do such a thing.
No, yeah, and he called the Florida game. By the way, Florida beating Ole Miss. Ole Miss is out. So that's.
By the way, freaking Greg McElroy, man, what a guy! I love that guy. He was in the 2-A-Days show on MTV. All of us should remember that. But Jared, you might not, because you might if you watch sports. I mean, you didn't play sports. So I don't know if were you into that show.
No, I didn't play sports,
Brett,
but no, I know what you're saying.
The show.
What?
No.
2-A-Days?
2-A-Days the show. You don't remember that show?
No.
I remember it, but I don't know if I really watched it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I remember.
2-A-Days was about Hoover, Alabama high school football.
Okay.
The coach, I can't remember his name right now, but he was on a Netflix show recently where they covered a team. He was coaching Valdosta, Georgia.
Okay.
Gosh darn it! I'm gonna find his name, but it was 2-A-Days. Greg McElroy was one of the first quarterbacks in that show, and he went on to Alabama and won a national title. I mean, that dude is like, I love that guy.
I like him.
He's a great addition to just football in general. He's going to be at Fox someday. But anyway, so yeah, again, what do you guys think is going to, like, if you guys could give your thoughts on who gets into the playoff race along with who we're going to match up again, like, who do you guys think in the comments? And
I think, I think
you said Texas A&M. You said Texas A&M might get in. They are currently losing to Auburn 14-0.
Who?
That's a trap game. Auburn. Auburn's terrible. Yeah.
Who's losing to Auburn?
Texas A&M. Texas A&M is playing. They're playing at Jordan-Hare. So yeah, that's not good.
I'll be right back, guys. Keep talking.
Yeah, I think it could be. Jared and you guys were saying Tennessee. I think that's pretty reasonable. I think we might get Tennessee at home. I mean, they have 2 losses. All they got to do is beat Maryland, and they're not much better than Purdue. So we can't take them lightly because after what happened today, you never know what's going to happen. But Maryland is not Minnesota by any means. So we should be able to. We should be able to handle. We should be able to beat the doors off them because Maryland's our little brother, like our little step brother, like that we don't fully love, So we'll just beat them up, put them in a headlock, and watch them squirm. So I don't know.
Yeah, noogie. But yeah, it's definitely a winnable game. It's not a trap game by any means. It's the last home game for Penn State. Is it homecoming weekend? Like this is the last one they're using for the homecoming?
Homecoming was a while
No.
ago.
Okay.
It's-
More
it's
senior day. Maybe it's
senior day.
yeah, senior day. That's it. I knew there was something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
senior.
I knew it was something associated with this game.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean they're like what 4-6, 4-5, something like that. I mean,
yeah,
shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I know that for the standings, I feel like obviously it's going to be Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, us. Notre Dame should be fifth. And
yeah.
then number 6, I mean, you're probably looking at.
Alabama might move up. I don't know.
They might.
They could.
Let's see here.
Alyssa said,
I mean, Miami might actually go to 6 or 7. I don't know. I really.
Yeah.
That's an option.
Alyssa was saying that McElroy was one of the guys who said Warren is number 3, maybe on like his list. So that's cool that he's putting him in there because you should.
Yeah.
He's got over 900 yards receiving, over 100 some yards rushing. So he's got over 1,000 total yards as a tight end, which is just insane. In Power 4 conference. So
yeah, it's
yeah.
You can't beat that in the regards of like tight end position. It's not something you see every day where a guy's pretty much being everything. I finally saw him punt today, so now I can say he does kick too. There's nothing he can't do. I mean, the only thing he has left to do is when there's a play going on, they go to the sidelines. Instead of James Franklin, he has the headset on. He called a play. Like, I mean, it's the only thing he has left to do on the field. Yep. Maybe go up to the booth and commentate on the game too. I mean, maybe he can be a sideline interviewer. I mean, I'm saying we can find it. We can ref. I mean, I'm just saying we can find every position that he has not yet done. He might do it at some point. So it's definitely one of the best storylines I think we can ask from a Penn State player, because we all talk about Drew Aller. We all talk about the running game with Singleton and Allen. And again, the defense is always the prolific thing. We're known for it. But yeah, Tyler Warren, it's kind of like, who's 44? Like, I remember like the game before the USC game, I was like, man, this dude's having a game, whoever this guy is. And then Tyler Warren was the guy that came up. And then second half of the USC, I'm like, there's only one way this happens is if we score on the opening drive, because I knew we were going to get the ball back, and we did. I don't know if that was Warren who got the touchdown. But
he scored on that and ran down. Yep.
Yeah. So that was like, so they scored on that drive. So it's like, all right, so we're within like 10 or 13 or whatever it was. I'm like, we get the ball back, you never know. And then the next drive, we had a huge play and the great touchdown again. And it's like, yeah, all of a sudden now we're within a touchdown of the whole thing. And we just came back and took care of business. And I thought that was the most impressive road win for James Franklin. It was a great statement by Penn State. We got to be the third best team in the Big Ten because, again, Oregon is the billion-dollar baby because they have the most NIL money, and Ohio State is Ohio State. Like, they're just never going to not be those two prolific schools. So, yeah, it's really nice to know that we have slated ourselves in this 12-team playoff for sure. I mean, could we go somewhere with it? You don't know. I mean, it's definitely – an opportunity. Like, think of it like that, you know? I mean, it's like the Little Giants thing, you know? It just leaves one time. Like, that's all you're looking for. Just give me this one time in the playoffs and see what happens. Because, dude, if that were to happen, like, let's just have some fun with this. Let's be fantasy about it. Say we do go all the way and we win a national championship. And then next year, if Aller and Singleton and all them come back and they do it all over again, but they actually have the best version of their team, I mean, it would be so awesome to see this team do something like that. So I can't say that they're one of the best stories for sure. I mean, they definitely have not done anything wrong outside of the Ohio State game. And I just feel like we're definitely having an opportunity to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler Warren for Heisman. That's kind of what it's coming down to. The dude's an absolute beast.
Hold on a sec, guys.
Yeah, like no matter what, that's another thing about Texas. They're getting into the SEC title game. They're going to lose. Then do they still get in? And Ohio State, if they lose to Oregon, do they still get in? That's another question. So is Texas getting in with 2 losses? And is Ohio State getting in with 2 losses? Because I think Oregon beats Ohio State again. And then I think Texas loses the SEC title game to whoever they play. I mean, so what are we looking at there, too? What are we looking at with a 2-loss Texas, 2-loss Ohio State? Are they getting in?
The 2-loss Texas is just bad because they haven't played. Their schedule is dog crap. And scheduling Michigan
lost.
But in scheduling Michigan out of conference was a good game before the season, before we thought Michigan was going to be awful. And so good for them for scheduling Michigan, but they got baby Michigan. So, I mean, they didn't get the same team.
So, Illicit thinks Indiana's still getting in at 9?
They probably still will.
So you think Indiana is still in?
Probably.
I would switch. I mean, I'm just going off the list, Illicit, but I would say move Tennessee to 9 and maybe even Boise State to 10 and put Indiana 11. That's just mine. Other than that, I really like that. I really like that list. I really do like Notre Dame 5th, Bama 6.
Well, where are we at in there?
We're 4. We're 4.
Oh, he's talking about the top 25.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys think? Okay, so Illicit, with whoever's listening, so with a 2-loss Texas and a 2-loss Ohio State, what are we looking at there? Because we got, okay, so we could run into Indiana then.
But I'm not going to lie, that I am curious to see how we would play against that team. I mean, not that they would because again, we talked about the Ohio State game at home. We lost 2013. It was a bad game. But you look at what Indiana gave up against Ohio State at one point. I mean, eventually they just completely fell apart.
We're not losing to Indiana, man.
No, we're not. And
Indiana is Indiana, dude. They're still Indiana.
I don't think we would lose to them after that game. Also, the Ohio State Buckeyes has a new name, and after 2 weeks in a row, they are officially the Ohio State Luckeyes because they got back-to-back games where the opposing team was going to punt the ball, and their punter could not catch the ball. So they got the ball at the 10-yard line and got easy touchdowns back-to-back weeks. And then they blocked something else, too. So they just get lucky every week, man. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Ohio State gets a lucky player to every game that gives them a touchdown. So it is what it is. The game was much closer before that happened, and then that just sent it off the rails. You know what I mean? So the Ohio State Buckeyes, congratulations. You guys are morons. You guys are lucky morons.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, with Kirk Herbstreit, Gus Johnson, and their whole fan base, morons is definitely a good word. So we got, okay, so Illicit thinks that Indiana is going to 12. Okay, so because Tuesday night, what I might do, Jared, if you're available, I might just do a show during the playoff reveal, which I haven't done yet. I haven't even watched the playoff show yet.
I have.
I haven't.
So we got Oregon 1. No one in the top 4 is moving, I think. So you've got Ohio State 5, of course. I think we stay. And then you've got Notre Dame at 7, Alabama at 8.
Okay.
Georgia at 9, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alabama 10. 11 is
Alabama beat Georgia, so they might stay above them. It's hard to know. It could be interchangeable.
All right. So, Alabama. Yeah, I have Alabama above Georgia.
Okay.
So we got. All right. So this is what we're looking at here. Okay. So we got. Before I forget, we got. What the heck? All right. So we got. So where was I? We got Notre Dame 8 because Notre Dame's up right now to Army, that's a good win because they're undefeated. Yep. You got Notre Dame 8, Alabama. No, yeah. So we got Notre Dame 7, Alabama 8, Georgia at 9.
Yep.
And then you got, I guess BYU at 10. And then 11 and 12. Indiana's 12. Who's 11?
Well, no, Arizona State over BYU. Yeah.
Yeah, BYU. He's right.
Yeah, Arizona State.
So Arizona State, I'm sorry, Arizona State, not BYU. Arizona State will be, what? 10, right?
Something like that.
And then someone will be at 11, which will be, who knows? But Indiana is either 11 or 12, going off of what Illicit said. But yeah, he said they want to put 4 SEC teams in the 4 Big 10 teams in the big thing that a lot of analysts talked about the championship focus. Feels like they're pushing for championship. Yeah, so they're focusing on the team with less losses and the championship games. All right, so now at the end of the season, it's going to be Oregon. It's going to be Bama, right? Because they're going to beat Texas. Okay, so it's going to be Oregon, Bama, Miami, BYU, and then it's going to be a two-loss Ohio State team. They're not going to be 5, so we could be 5. We have a very good chance of being 5. We have a good chance of being 5. So, because two-loss Texas isn't getting 5. We could get 5, and then you're looking at 6 would be... I don't know, man. Georgia. And then 7 would be probably Notre Dame. 8 is maybe Texas. 9 is like, I don't know, man. I don't know how it's going to play out.
It's a lot to clump, yeah.
Is Ohio State getting in with 2 losses, and then is Texas getting in with 2 losses? And you know what they're going to do if we get 5? Well, I don't know. We're going to be, I think we have a good shot at getting 5. But, like, what happens, man? Because I hope to God that Oregon beats Ohio State. I hope, because I don't want them to get in at all.
Yeah.
I want to watch Kirk Herbstreit. Like, dude, this is the guy that the 1 year Ohio State didn't get into the top 4, he got up and left during a live broadcast.
Huh.
Because he's a clown.
Yeah.
I mean, but SMU 12, yeah. So Omid, I think so.
Omid's back.
LOL. So I think SMU runs Miami.
Yeah, I mean it could happen.
They could. Mean, there's no one on this show that thinks that Miami is worthy of being 3, but they're in the ACC, so Miami's not that good.
They throttled Wake Forest today. I'm not impressed.
Right.
I mean,
all right, so Texas will get in. Okay, so if Ohio State loses to Oregon, they lost to the number 1 team twice, tactically. Yeah. So I think no matter what, we're getting 5. So going off of what these 2 guys just said, it's going to be like Oregon, Bama, probably Miami, and then BYU, and then it's us, and then it's
Auburn's up 21-0 now. On Texas A&M.
Dang.
Yeah.
So it's going to be maybe Texas at 6, Notre Dame 7, Georgia 8. Well, no, or Georgia will be above Texas, so it'll be us at 5, Georgia 6, I guess, Texas 7, Notre Dame 8, someone at 9.
Yeah, but the committee's so unpredictable right now. Like, I don't even know if any of us are going to get this right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean, we can go all night long with this because, again, it's just
because they're. I don't know what they're good. I don't think they know what they're going to do. They got 12 people for a reason.
All I know is, man, all I know for us is we're in a good spot because if we beat Maryland, okay, if we beat Maryland, we're not going to be penalized by losing the championship game because I don't think we get in. Now, if Michigan beats Ohio State, which
then we go.
I don't think is going to happen.
No.
if
Could,
Ohio,
but-
okay, so if we beat Maryland, we're looking at, I think we're getting in at 5 because Oregon, I think Oregon beats Ohio State. Okay, I pray to God that happens, because if not, they're getting 5. We're not getting 5. We're 6, and we're playing who knows who. But it's going to be Oregon, Bama, Miami, or it doesn't matter. Miami or SMU does not matter, because Miami will be knocked out if they lose the championship game. They're not getting in. They're not going to be above us. BYU, and then it's probably us at 5, and then Ohio State and Texas in there somewhere. So I'd rather take the bye week and rest up for the 5 spot and a home playoff game. Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think we're going to get the 5 spot. I just kind of now realize this right now that I think we're going to get the 5 spot.
5 or 6. We're not going any lower than that, but 5 or 6
so
for sure.
If Oregon loses to Ohio State, I think they're not number 1. They're not the number 1 championship. They're not the number 1 champion. So I think it's Bama is going to be the number 1 champion. So they're going to be number 1, and then it's Bama, and then
well, no,
Ohio
because
State.
Ohio State, if they beat Oregon, they only have 1 loss to Oregon. They only have 1 loss total. Alabama has 2 losses. So Ohio State would get the number 1 seed, probably.
Ohio State will be. God.
Yeah, probably.
God,
Think about it. I mean,
I hate this world sometimes.
They could beat Oregon, but like you said, Oregon should be able to handle them. We'll see.
If OSU lose the Big Ten championship, we get Oregon number 1, Bama 2, Boise 6, Georgia 7, OSU 8, Texas 9, Indiana 10, Tennessee 11, Big 12 champ, but depends on the Big 10 champ.
So, not to throw a monkey wrench into your plan, Mark, but there's one particular thing I think we need to point out that might happen if Ohio State does lose. You say we got the 5 spot wrapped up. What if the committee decides that beating Texas A&M and beating an Army team that was undefeated, what if that was the time that Notre Dame decided to jump us in the standings?
Win?
I mean, they could jump us, but
I mean, I'm saying I think that will be closer than what we think, because, like, what do we have on our schedule? Because, again, when we faced certain teams at the time, we didn't have those big wins. Like, your biggest win on the record, like, for what they saw with a ranking, and we beat Illinois when they were 20th ranked. Like, that was our biggest win.
Notre Dame's not jumping us. They're going to 7, but they're not jumping us, I don't think.
Yeah. They lost to NIU. We didn't lose to a high school team. So that's the thing.
Okay.
That's why they're not allowed to jump us. If they do, then these people need brain surgery, like instantly, right now. You know what I mean? We didn't lose that.
That was the only hiccup I thought. Maybe that would be the one wrench they'd throw in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like that.
If Notre Dame lost to an actual team, then it would make sense. But they lost to Northern Illinois.
You're looking at losses, Jared. Our loss is Ohio State. Their loss is Altoona. So, yeah. So
fair enough.
Like, yeah, Notre Dame issue is, even though ESPN wants to talk about them, their ranked wins are Navy and things like that. Yeah, like and the win we had tonight, like, I think the committee does not, like you guys just said, I don't think the committee will penalize us. I thought we'd drop a little bit just because, but I don't think we get penalized for that win, man. That was on the road. No. Minnesota is not an easy team.
They're
6-4.
They're 3 plays away from being 8-2. So
yeah, and that was a very gutsy win. Gutsy win. I mean, and they won by 1. So that's we were what, 12-point favorites?
Something like that. 11.5, something like that.
So, yeah.
Special teams, man.
There's no way on God's green earth that Notre Dame would jump us. I mean, I know what Jared's saying, but yeah. So it's going to be Oregon, Texas, Miami, Boise, Ohio State, us, Notre Dame, Bama, Georgia, like what? I don't know. Arizona State at 10. So
yeah.
11.5. We were 11.5 favorites.
I almost picked Arizona State for a new dynasty in college football, but I picked San Diego State because I want to do like a team that's not as good and win a championship. So I almost picked Arizona State though. Would have been a good pick.
A lot of
Yeah, I'll
lot
be
of
honest.
good-looking
When I
women
heard
at
you
San
say
Diego
it, Arizona State, I'm like, wait, they're in the same conference as SM. Wait, which one are they in? ACC or Big 12?
They're in the Big 12.
Yeah,
Yep.
like I totally blanked on that when I saw the stands. I'm like, oh, geez, there's Arizona State, and this whole time they've been there practically neck and neck. Now that they have an opportunity to get there, you're right.
Yep.
Texas State, Mid has one.
Michigan beat Northwestern 50-6 today. Good for them. They're bowl eligible.
Nice.
All right, so we kind of know what the picture is going to look like this week. I'm probably going to do an episode live Tuesday night. Jared, will you be available?
Which one? Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Brett, will you be available?
What time?
What time is the show, Brett? Or,
I think it's 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I think it's 7:30 or 8.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I might be able to jump on after work. I got to make sure I eat because I don't have time to eat dinner before I get off. So I could probably do it right after that.
Are you?
No.
Okay. I'm just But so we got this is what we're looking at. We kind of know what the ranks are going to look like right now. Kind of have an idea of what they're going to look like at the end. I mean, okay, here's another thing too, man. We want Oregon to beat Ohio State because if Oregon does not beat Ohio State, we're not getting 5. Oregon's getting 5. Okay, so if Oregon beats Ohio State again, we're getting 5. Ohio State is behind us. That's it. So we are Oregon fans right now, and we are beat Maryland fans right now because dude, and I've heard it on Sirius XM. Like we could easily get the 5 seed. It could happen. There is no doubt about it. We could get the 5 seed, and I mean. Thanks, Illicit.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah, you guys know on this show we do not you're gonna get like literally raw, unfiltered opinions. Yeah, AQ Shipley said that 5 seed. Where did he say that, Illicit? Because on Sirius XM, I don't know who was talking about it the other day, but they were talking about how Penn State could be at 5. Kirk Herbstreit.
Is he a co-host on the Pat McAfee show?
Kirk Herbstreit today, he's like, yeah, they could get a 5 seed. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's like, and then he's got his dog running around.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat McAfee show. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he a co-host on the Pat McAfee show?
Dude, when Pat McAfee came to State College, he said he went into the bookstore in the hub. He said, "Do you guys have any AQ Shipley jerseys?" And I guarantee you, none of them knew who that was, which is sad. But I agree. Go Oregon, but to be honest, Oregon versus OSU as a neutral site worries me. Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah, I'm right there with you. That's a good
Oregon's
point.
the better team, man. Oregon is the better team. They just are.
Bud,
that doesn't mean they win.
Say the quarterback's name for the Ohio State.
Will
Howard.
Peyton Manning Howard.
Yeah, Will Howard. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the biggest boneheaded move a quarterback could have made away from them beating Oregon at Oregon. If he had not done what he did to run out that clock when he slid, then I don't know if we're talking about that. So
you know what sucks about us losing to Ohio State is we lost to like the most mid, like average, like quarterback that you
Shedeur Sanders is better than Will Howard. Yes.
I mean, Will Howard, dude, the fact that he slid at the end of the game to beat us is like that's just like the universal karmic justice that we get every year against Ohio State. The fact that guy is ending the game. He is the most mid quarterback. Ohio State hasn't had a quarterback since C.J. Stroud.
Yep.
That Kyle McCord kid sucked. Will Howard is not good. He's not that good. He's just a system guy. And then you got...
He has
and then we got like Drew Aller and we can't beat him. I mean, it's like, whatever. But I blame Day for that. He should have ran to the middle of the field, called the timeout. Yeah.
They both suck. Day and...
I mean, dude, Will Howard is not... that pick six he threw, that was such a horrible throw. Like that was such a bad throw. I mean, that was a great play by us.
Play, yeah, but
Kyle McCord threw 3 pick sixes in one game against Penn.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, he threw 3 pick sixes in the first quarter, didn't he?
That's got a record. Like, has anyone ever done that before? Like, not just 3 picks, but the fact that they're all touchdowns.
They're all touchdowns.
Mind-boggling. That's
you
mind-boggling.
know what's crazy? The one record in the NFL, this quarterback for I forget who, but he had like 6 interceptions in the first half, and I'm pretty sure he was hammered. Like, he was hungover. So Kyle McCord, I don't know if he was hammered during the game. He might have been, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that was the guy that and stupid stuff will probably know, but he was literally hammered. Like he was in the NFL. And then they used to smoke cigarettes and drink beer at halftime. Kenny Stabler, he was drunk his whole career. I mean, and Brett, you know who that is. I mean, that guy literally would play Penn State hammered, and he would just go out there and just throw the ball around. Mm-hmm. And he just had long hair, a good left arm. He just go out there like stumbling around, throwing the ball. Deacon Jones was like clotheslining people. It was just, yeah. I'm not so sure. Cost 22. It's good to have you back. I'm not so sure Oregon beats a second time, just my opinion. Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a close game again, just like last time. It's going to be a bulldog fight.
I just really, really want Oregon to win, but I agree with you. Like, yeah, I want Oregon to beat them just as much as I want us to beat them. But does that – because here's the thing. Like I said, I do believe that Oregon, in terms of them winning again, I think they have the better chance. But does that happen? I mean, Ohio State they're the they're the Chiefs of college football. They get everything goes their way. I mean, that interception they had against us in the end zone, like
Ohio State Buckeyes.
How does that happen, dude? Like
Ohio State Buckeyes, dude.
That's a good name.
You know what made me so happy? That guy got called for pass interference today. Finally, for once in his entire life, I was like, thank God. Thank God they got him just once.
Yeah, and then Caleb Downs ran into the end zone with the Tyreek Hill peace sign, and I'm like, dude, no. Just no.
It was pathetic special teams on the other teams.
Yeah, and he's going into the end zone with his peace sign up. It's like, dude, first of all, you're a safety. You don't look like a natural punt returner at all, and you got the peace sign thrown up. Like, that's
you can't legally drink beer yet, so go ahead and throw your peace sign up. That's sweet.
Yeah. Did you see the Indiana game today? They called 2 pass interferences, and OSU had to adjust. Indiana was targeting him.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. They said that early on.
I was happy.
Joel Klatt said that early on. That's interesting that they're doing that. But yeah. Good old stupid stuff. Who was the dude that threw like 6 interceptions in the first half? But that was Kenny Stabler's like whole right. Kenny Stabler, right, Brett?
Sounds familiar. I'm trying to think.
Well, you're a Raiders fan.
Yeah, Kenny Stabler was good though.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know he was, but absolutely, he was just hammered the whole time.
Well, that was still before my time, wasn't it?
Brett, you remember like Kenny Stabler was like an alcoholic, right?
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of the guy. He looks like he's had a drink or 17.
Well, yeah, he looks like an alcoholic for sure. He went through it. I'm surprised he lasted that long. I mean, he was what?
All-star alcoholics, Kenny Stabler.
I mean, he played before I was born, so like I know about Kenny Stabler, but I've never seen him play. Yeah, I've never seen him play. Born in 45. Holy. So that makes him. He would have been. Yeah. He died in 2015. So.
Colon cancer.
All-star alcoholics. Modern Drunkard magazine.
Look at him. That's like a mugshot. Look at him.
Looks like George Carlin at football.
That's a picture after his DUI. He's like.
Dude, they say this is when he was 39 right here.
Oh Jesus. My God. What?
It's like he's 59. Good Lord. Ryan Tannehill. That's who it was. Wait,
Ex-Raiders star Stabler arrested on third DUI charge. But yeah, man, he
just said fourth. I was just kidding. It was his third.
Did you see?
That's awesome.
Ryan Tannehill. What about Ryan Tannehill?
Was that the 6th interception, guys?
The guy said we're through 6 interceptions.
No, that was.
Well, maybe he did
not
it too.
Ryan Tannehill. There was that dude that threw like 4 interceptions in the first half, like a couple years ago. But this was a record, like back in the day, where he threw like 6 interceptions in the first half or something. But Kenny Stabler. That was the thing about the Steelers games back then was you had like the Steel Curtain defense because the Steelers Raiders, that was like the most bitter rivalry there was. I mean, there's guys getting taken out on stretchers.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean,
I'm seeing Ryan Fitzpatrick for that question. I just looked that up.
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Quarterbacks who threw 6 interceptions in a game. It says Ryan Fitzpatrick.
But I don't think that was hit.
I don't think he slept that night. Like, how do you sleep after that, dude? Like, that's bad. He was up all night. He probably has PTSD and insomnia just from that night, dude. Holy cow.
It was, I think it's Jim Hardy. Hold on.
That was 8. Yeah, he threw 8. Jeez.
Jim Hardy? Jim Hardy?
Yeah, threw 8 interceptions in a game. 8 in one game. Yeah, Jim Hardy, 8 interceptions in one game.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the story is that he had 8 interceptions in the game, and he said like he was just unbreakable records. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna play this. I mean, imagine playing an NFL game drunk. It's such a horrible idea.
I mean, people have played it high, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Why can't you guys hear it? Where's my sound at?
Huh.
Be right back, guys.
All right, bud.
All right. That's weird that there's no sound.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's odd.
That is odd.
Yeah, he's talking about it here. Anyway. Let me see. I don't know why it won't play, but I'll bring it back. But yeah.
I mean, heck, dude, Todd Blackledge threw 6 interceptions in a game back in 1985 for the Chiefs. So
for the Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went above John No, he went behind John Elway, but
yeah,
he went above Dan Marino that year, I think.
Yeah. That was a good draft class.
All right, I'm going to try to find it. Yeah, man, I can't believe that.
Did you know that
Jim Hardy did that? I mean, that's just insane.
During the NFL season opener, Chicago Cardinals.
Wait, hold on.
I can hear him.
Guys can't see it. All right. What the heck? That's so weird. As soon as I put it on the sharing screen, it doesn't play the sound.
Huh.
All right, I'll just play the sound.
Real like radio?
Worst NFL performances ever. And I don't care if anybody says that Jamarcus Russell is the worst NFL quarterback. I don't care what you say or what you think. Jamarcus Russell is not the worst NFL quarterback ever. Neither is Ryan Leaf. Yes, Jim Hardy did break records, and he is an NFL legend. Let's just say that. But During a game versus the Philadelphia Eagles, Jim Hardy threw 8, not 2, but 8 interceptions in one game. And that's a record nobody is probably ever going to beat. Like I said, you can't say Ryan Lee or Jamarcus Russell is worse because that was absolutely bad. And it's just one game. Not 3, not 2, not 5. This is one game. No, I don't think he's the worst NFL quarterback because he did make the Pro Bowl in 1950. What I am saying is Jim Hardy throwing those 8 interceptions is what he's most known for.
Yeah, and then like I'm pretty sure the story was he was just like he was either still drunk or hungover or something. Like that's why it happened.
Right.
Makes sense.
But for that to happen, like for you to allow 8 interceptions in a game, that is like playing golf and the hole is the size of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Say, good God. You can't make it
So
any
bad.
easier for the other team than that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was that's I don't know how we got off on that, but yeah. That's what we're kind of looking at with the playoff right now. And I mean, we could get the 5 spot. At the end of the day, that's something that could happen. So it's definitely feasible. It's definitely possible. We just need Oregon to beat Ohio State. And, our luck could change. And, but that's the thing. We could also run into Ohio State in the playoff. So,
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much that could happen. Yeah.
But here's another thing. You have to also consider this too, not to interrupt anyone, but you have to also think when we play Maryland, beat them. I mean, like government mule thing, like the old JR with Professor, beat him like a government mule. Like just you got to be able to destroy this team. I'm talking no closer than like 42-10 kind of ordeal. Like if you don't do something like that against Maryland, dude, then the committee will. If you make it close, if you perform horribly against Maryland and you squeak out that win, then I will say that they will look at us and be like, well, they're 11-1, but a lot of those wins aren't that impressive. Because again, the USC win, they're now what, 4-6, 4-5. They're terrible. The Wisconsin win at one point was good, but now I think they're 5-5, 5 and whatever. There's just not a lot of good wins on our resume right now. And it's just like, I'm not saying I'm skeptic, but you got to also be aware that these are the types of things that they look at, and I just need to have them just destroy Maryland. Just don't leave anything. Like you're a lion on the Serengeti, don't leave a single piece of meat on that carcass. Don't do it.
Yeah, they do, Jared. You're right. They do have to come in and dominate style points. For sure, and they can do that, and I think they will because they have a bye week at least. Now Illinois lost, only ranked team we beat.
Yeah, Illinois. That's the only ranked team on our schedule.
They won today, which is good because they'll still be ranked, so that's good for us.
Yeah, they did win cost.
That's a good.
Still,
yep, that's a good one. I like that comparison. Being like Purdue. Yep.
But I was just going back. Sorry, I'm still distracted by Jim Hardy. But they said this one comment. It was in 1950, the Chicago Cardinals. It said, this comment says, I bet everyone playing fantasy was just kicking themselves when they benched him after 8 picks and missed out on his 7 TD performance the following week, which he did. He had 7 touchdowns the next week. Which again, I'm pretty sure. Like I've seen and heard that he was drunk when he did that. I mean, he was like just totally gone.
I feel bad for his backup.
Yeah, we have to beat them like we beat Purdue. You're right, Omen. We got to beat them like we did at Purdue. Yep, which we can. We just have to. Some of the play calling, man. Wallace was getting open. There's a catch or so he should have caught, and Drew was off on a couple of those out routes. That wasn't his route today. Drew wasn't throwing good to the side, but other than that, yeah, Wallace was getting open. He still had a couple catches.
And again, guys, we're going to do a giveaway at some point for 500 subscribers. If you comment on our live chat, all of you guys that have commented, you're already on here anyway, and you have been on here, but you're automatically entered to win the giveaway. So we're going to do 500 subs giveaway to celebrate 500 subs milestone. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to do an even bigger one. But next, so the final topic of the night, everyone. Who leaves after this year from Penn State? Who's leaving? Guys in the comments, Brett, Jared, who's leaving this year? Or who's staying? I mean, whatever you want to say. Who's leaving, who's staying? Yeah.
It depends. I mean, Drew Aller is the big one, man. Like, if it looks like he's going like a first round, then he's probably gonna go. I don't see him staying. At the same time, that one's up in the air to me. I don't really know if Drew's staying or going. You said you had.
I think he stays.
You said you had some birdies say he's probably staying. So
yeah, ask your sources, Brett. I think your sources would.
Yeah, yeah, I can look into it. I think he's probably gone.
Yeah,
Katron and Nick probably both go, in my opinion, because they're NFL running backs. The wear and tear on a running back there's a lot of tear on that. So I mean, they're probably gonna go.
I think they stay. That's my opinion.
I'm kind of agreeing with Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they stay.
Yeah, Brett, keep going, Brett. You're giving your opinion. That's.
Abdul Carter definitely goes. He's a top 10 pick. It's not even. Yeah, he's for sure going. Yeah, Abdul Carter's going for sure. Let's see. Who else? Donata Sutton's going to stay, man, because he had an injury. Drew? You think Drew stays?
Are you a Penn State fan, or are you the Notre Dame guy?
No, I don't think he is.
I don't think.
Remember him? You remember who I'm talking about?
I remember you were talking about. I don't think that was Omid.
I mean, Jalen Reed obviously goes because he's a senior.
He's probably going. Yeah, I think he has to. He has no eligibility left. Donata Sutton's going to stay because he had an injury. His season that messed his season up. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to stay if he can get healthy and have a better season. He's Penn State fan. Okay,
huge Penn State fan, so he's not that other guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget what that guy.
I forget his name, but I think he had a similar profile picture, so that's why I thought. So okay. Deny stays. You think Katron and Nix leave? You think Drew stays?
Probably. It's up in the air.
Tyler Warren's running for president, so he has to leave.
He's dipping.
I think he's going to be in. I think he'll be in Trump's cabinet, probably in some form or fashion. He'll be the head of like athletic ability or something like that.
Yeah.
Zane Durant is a junior. Do you think he might go to the NFL? Do you think he has NFL caliber stuff yet, or does he stick?
He can definitely play in the NFL.
He
can definitely play in the NFL, but I hope he stays, man. I hope he does like Devon Ellis did. He stayed.
Yeah.
And the fact that Akeem Beamon just left, that's
that was weird.
That's bad because. So I think Zane Durant. What year is he, Brett or
Zane Durant?
He's a junior.
All right, I think he stays. Yeah, I think he'll stay.
We need him to stay.
I mean, if he stays, man, like he's going to be the best defensive tackle coming out next year
in the country. Yeah.
He could be probably a preseason All-American. I mean, he's that good.
He's so
Tony
quick,
Rojas is coming back, obviously.
Yep.
I think AJ Harris has to go because he's a senior.
No, he's only a sophomore, true sophomore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of someone else.
So we're good there.
And then, like, all of our linemen are pretty much coming back.
Yeah, they're all coming back.
Right.
None of them can.
What about Rucci? What year is he?
He's a junior, redshirt.
Yeah,
he's gonna stay because he needs to get better.
Why haven't we seen him?
Played today because Anthony Daco got hurt. He played the whole game.
I know, but why haven't we seen him before? He just hasn't cracked the starting lineup, I guess.
Anthony Daco's been that good. Anthony Daco's a true a redshirt freshman playing out of his mind. He was the one who went out after the first drive. He's been playing really good. He's better at pass blocking than Rucci is. Rucci will get there, I think, but he didn't have enough playing time at Wisconsin. You know what I mean? He didn't have enough live reps, and he had to put some weight on. He's tall, but he had to put on some pounds.
All right, so secondary wise, first of all, receiver. Okay, we're gonna have
Liam
except
for Fleming.
Who's leaving? Julian Fleming's leaving, right? That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. He was out. He was out today, by the way. You guys saw that? He was injured, I guess.
Yes, I did.
And then And then Alyssa, you're right. And then with the
Harrison Wall's
secondary,
coming
who we
back.
losing in the secondary?
Just what's his name? The 5th-year senior from Florida, Kimber. Jalen Kimber's going to go. I mean,
Yep.
He's a senior. He's the only one from the secondary that's able to go, other than Jalen Reed. So he didn't play good today.
Jalen Kimber, my favorite part of the season was when he knocked that guy out of bounds of West Virginia.
Yeah, and then swore and said some stuff. That was good.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
We got AJ Harris is probably coming back. Cam Miller can come back. Cam Miller's coming back.
Cam Miller's coming back.
Zakee Wheatley can come back. Jalen Reed, he's gone.
He's gone.
We got
yep.
we got DeJuan Lane coming in.
Yep.
Who'd you just say is leaving? Oh, Jalen Kimber. Yeah.
Jalen Kimber for sure. Alonzo Ford will come back. He got hurt today. Hopefully it's just a little bump. He's been looking really good, number 50 on the defense, so he's been looking good.
Well, it says he's a redshirt senior, Alonzo Ford.
But he was out. That's wrong, though, because he missed the whole year with injury. So he has
right. He did. He's
got an injury year, so he'll come back for sure. Yeah, next year.
Why did I say Devon Ellis?
He's a 6-year senior. He's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's listed. Oh, sorry, I'm not even showing you what I'm looking at.
Javonte Thomas. He changed his last name. It's probably one of his parents' side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's like Jason Owe. He
changed
his name to a dog.
He changed his. Yeah.
I mean, did you guys say Therese Mills? I mean, that's a redshirt senior.
Who?
Therese Mills.
I think coming back. We think
Tyrese Mills. He got hurt today. He got hurt today. He's only been playing a little bit. I don't know if he has more time or not because he came from Lackawanna College. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I want to say right now about Drew Aller. I don't think that guy wants to leave, man. I mean, why would he leave?
Think so.
I think he has too much pride in the program. But we got Donka, redshirt freshman. Sal Wormley, he's out.
He's
Tate
out.
Dawkins is out. Yeah. We got Vega Ione. We got Drew Shelton. We got
everybody else.
Javen Williams, JB Nelson, or JB Nelson's gone. We got Dom Rowley, Cooper Cousins, Nolan Rucci, and then we got Birchmeyer. He's in there too. Chimdiona. I mean, they're all young guys. Egan Boyer's coming in. He's what, like 6'9" or something like that?
He's 6. He played last week. Egan Boyer's supposed to be legit.
And then our tight end room, man, we're looking at Luke Reynolds, Khalil Dinkins, Jerry Cross, Joey Schlaffer. We got Andrew Rappelier coming in. That's the most stacked tight end. And they're what? Jerry Cross is a 4-star guy. Khalil Dinkins was a 4-star. Joey Schlaffer was like 4 or 5. Luke Reynolds, I think, was 5. Andrew Rappelier is a 5. And then a quarterback, man, like, you know,
Ethan Grunkemeyer.
Bo is the same age. Well, he's essentially got 2 more years than Drew does. So let's say Drew comes back for his senior year. Bo is still there the next year. You got Grunkemeyer. We got Beckham Kritza coming in.
Yep.
We got that other kid coming in, that kid from, I think he's from Pennsylvania, that tall kid. And then running back, we got Quentin Martin, we got Corey Smith, we got Cam Wallace. I mean, we're set, man.
Yeah.
We're pretty set right now.
Yeah, we are.
But again, that's the talent. They just got to execute on the field. So
Yep.
we got the players, we got the depth, man. That's one thing that T. Frank was saying today. And by the way, like, T. Frank is the man. Like, if you really want to listen to good content, he has good content. One reason why I want to come on here right after a game is because that's what they do. And it's not that I'm trying to compete with them, but I want to give like post-game content quickly as well. For those of you that want to listen to us. And some of you guys that comment on our stuff, you comment on their stuff. So it's good to have you on both shows. But yeah, T. Frank's really good at what he does. And he was saying earlier that before, like when Saquon Barkley was around, you had like one guy, maybe another guy with some depth at each position. Now you have like 1.5, 2, 3 guys at each position. And that makes it way better. Now I will say this too, man. The fact that we lost to Ohio State, I do think that for everyone involved, except Franklin, because he's pretty much the same no matter what. But for everyone involved, it made them more hungry. And I think if we go into the playoff game with the depth that we have, with the rotations that we have, and the fact that some of these guys know they're leaving, I mean, I think we're going to see a pretty damn good team, and we got a good shot, especially if we get that 5 spot. I'm telling you, man. Okay, so if Ohio State beats Oregon, are we still going to get 5, even though Oregon loses in the last game?
Probably get 6.
We'll get 6.
I think we'll stay where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably get 6, I think, regardless. That's my thoughts on it. I just think because of the strength of schedule, the SEC homers are going to come into it and say Georgia had the number 1 strength of schedule. It's just such a mess, dude. I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Alyssa thinks Drew's going to the draft. Yeah, Omen thinks he's coming back. Winston is hurt, but what year is he in?
He would have been a junior this year, but was out the whole year, so
yeah, he'll be back.
Eligibility.
I mean, man,
I'll be back.
I'm telling you, man, if we had him against Ohio State, I think we would have had a better shot, to be honest with you. Because he's such a key player on our defense. He's probably the best player we had on our defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at that time, Zakee Wheatley wasn't really picking up at that time, but Zakee Wheatley's playing out of his mind now, but he needed some time. And KJ Winston's just, nobody's like him on the back end. He's just insane. So I think we'll be good with him next year, for sure.
He thinks Drew stays because of the guys going to the draft, and then Alyssa says we'll stay at 6 if Oregon loses. But again, I mean, all right, you guys in the comments, do you think Oregon beats Ohio State?
Neutral field. I personally would say it would probably take a 38-35, 42-40, kind of bout for that to happen. But yeah, they're going to have to score a bunch on Ohio State's defense, which I think is doable, I think. But again, you're talking about what Ohio State always does as opposed to what we want Oregon to do. Because it just seems like every time Ohio State has the opportunity to redeem themselves, they never miss.
Yeah, there's a lot of injuries on both teams right now, so it's really hard to say who's going to play in that game. Are they going to be healthy? Oregon had Johnson, one of their best receiver. He was out against Wisconsin. Is he going to come back for that game? Well, I don't know, because they need him because they didn't look good without him against Wisconsin. And then Ohio State just lost their center, Seth McLaughlin. So, I mean, today it didn't matter because they played Indiana, and they're just not going to be as physical as Ohio State. So, against Oregon's defensive tackles, who if they're healthy and they're back, it could be a close game. So, I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Yeah, listen, that's a good point.
The refs.
What? Yeah, I think Oregon wins, but but at the end of the day, man, if Oregon wins, we're at 5. It's that simple. So
yeah,
I think no matter what, that's what happens. Because, all right, I'm gonna try to. Let me see here. Yeah, so there's the bracket. Because like I said, at the end of the day, man, like, all right. We'll look at it one more time, then we'll jump off. I think Brett wants to stay on for like another hour, but we'll jump off.
Another hour.
Another hour.
Insane. That's the length of a football game if we stay on another hour. It's the length of the actual game with halftime.
It's like a Joe Rogan episode. Yeah, so Oregon wins. Okay, Oregon wins. There's no way we're not at 5. There's no way Ohio State jumps us. But let's say Texas beats Alabama. Where does Alabama go? They're below us too, right? Because that'll be their 3rd loss.
That would be, right.
Yep.
Because Alabama's lost to who? They've lost to Vanderbilt and who else?
Alabama lost to wait. Who did they lose to?
Tennessee and Georgia?
They lost to Did they lose to Tennessee?
I
No.
think they did. Alabama, right? We're talking about Alabama.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, Alabama.
Alabama is losing to Oklahoma at the half right now, which is absurd because Oklahoma's terrible. They're losing 10-3 right now. Oh, this is such a mess. Listen, the SEC is Jalen Milroe is 2 for 7 for 62 yards at halftime. That is bad.
Tennessee beat them 24-7. Team.
Alabama, yeah, they're losing to Oklahoma.
They lost to Vanderbilt and Tennessee. That's the other team. Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
We're right. Tennessee, yeah.
Yep.
Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Georgia lost to Ole Miss, Alabama, and I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, that's the thing. People keep talking about how great the SEC is and how Georgia's getting screwed. Dude, they lost to Ole Miss, and Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, man. Like, come on now. Like, we lost to Ohio State.
And had a chance to win that game a few times. So.
All right, guys.
Well, as of right now, Vanderbilt's taking on LSU, and they're just down 14-7, so Vanderbilt don't seem all that bad.
If you check the BCS rankings, they seem to follow those.
They do somewhat, yeah.
10.
Georgia won 13-12 against Kentucky. Yeah.
Time to take my diabetic shot. Time to eat. Get my blood sugars going, you know. I might
eat donuts and shoot your insulin up real fast.
I love donuts, man, but I never eat them. Like, it's weird. I don't eat like fattening stuff. Like every now and then I'll have some ice cream or something. But since I work from home, I can't get skinny. That's the problem. So like, I need to like walk freaking miles and miles on my days off, and there's no time for it.
Like, I don't. Diabetes is not a joke. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant like you're always saying about eating. So I was like, Brett, you diabetic or what?
No, just.
But
I had pizza today.
Type 1's in my family, and that's scary stuff because when you need sugar. Otherwise, you're like delirious. And
100%.
I've seen type 1 diabetic attacks where you don't know where you are, and it's scary stuff, and it can kill you. So that's some scary stuff.
No,
Type 2 is a little
definitely
different. You want to avoid type 2, because that's preventable. And you don't have to be like super, super overweight to get type 2. Like, you just, After I watch all the games, I'll put together my thoughts on Tuesday's rankings. All right, guys, we'll see you Tuesday. We'll see you Tuesday. I'm going to do a show during that. Brett, if you're available, come on. Jared, you're available? 7:30?
Yes, sir.
8:00?
Yeah, I can jump on for a little bit. Yeah.
All right. So
2 hour stream, guys.
Watching. Yeah, 2 hours. We're almost at 2 hours. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. You guys were commenting pretty much like the whole time, so we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for that. We're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna do a giveaway. I'm not sure what it's gonna be exactly, how we're gonna do it, but I do know that if you comment on these live shows, particularly consistently, like a lot of you guys do, particularly on this show, then you guys will be entered.
7.
So, all right. So okay. So it's at 7. All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys.
Brett, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, guys. That was great.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate it. And we will see you, I guess, Tuesday. So
see you then.
Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, guys. See ya.
You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.